Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, find a way to lose. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. Now let's understand something here, right? Devin Haney, word is he's going to be signing with Matchroom again. Okay, great. Who didn't see that coming? Probably a smart move by Devin Haney. Going back to Matchroom, they're already paying him good money. Now he's going back as the undisputed. Probably going to give him even more money. He just got a $4 million guarantee. Pay-per-view numbers didn't do that great, but he made probably between maybe $6 and $7 million, maybe more, right, to fight Lomachenko. But that being said, as a result of getting that win, which he did get the win, right? I understand people have opinions on Lomachenko, and depends on what you like. It's subjective, but understand this. Devin Haney can do what the hell he wants. And I understand that everybody wants the Tank fight. And I want the Tank fight. And Tank wants the Tank fight. But understand this. The whole 4-for-1 deal, let me tell you something, man. It's just not something that is available right now. When you come and you take a look at what we got right here, let me fix this picture for you, right? We talk about this a lot on this channel. You look at Devin Haney, and you look at the 4-for-1 deal, right? Because that's what everybody wants. They feel Devin Haney is easy pickings. But I'm going to tell you what. Devin Haney's going to do what's best for him and for his career. And right now, for Devin Haney, he's not focused on Tank. He's not focused on Shakur Stevenson. You see what I'm saying? He's got all the flexibility in the world. Paulie Malignaggi lied. Devin Haney is no longer with Top Rank. He's obviously moved on to Matchroom, and that's a good spot for him. But Devin Haney's not sitting here focusing on Tank. He's not focusing on what the fans want. He's focusing on what's best for him. And Devin Haney is chasing legacy. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I personally think for Devin Haney to chase legacy is a great thing. But however, going up against Regis Prograis, that's suicide. And I'm just going to be real with you, man. I'm not going to sit here, man, and say that I think Devin Haney can beat Regis Prograis. I don't think Devin Haney stands a chance in hell against Regis Prograis. But what I will tell you is Devin Haney somehow, some way, elevates his game in every fight and keeps finding a way to win. Now, maybe there's something they see with Regis Prograis where they feel, you know what, we can go up to 140 and we can snatch that belt from Regis Prograis. Now, the funny thing is, Devin Haney has gone on record and said he reached out to Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn confirmed that. Devin Haney is the one who reached out to Eddie Hearn about fighting Regis Prograis. Now, most people in the boxing community said, okay, this has got to be some kind of game. What the young people say, I say he's fronting, but the young people say, well, he's capping, right? Whatever the hell that means. But it sounds to me like he's exaggerating, or he's fronting is what, I'm old school, so that's how I talk. So it sounded to me like he was fronting, you know what I'm saying? But come to find out, it seems to be the real deal. And this is gaining steam. And I'm telling y'all right now, Devin Haney and Regis Prograis, the fact that it sounds like Devin Haney is back on Matchroom, or looking to get back on Matchroom, that's a super easy fight to make. And you know what's so good about it for Devin Haney? He retains his status as a champion at 135, right? And he gets a shot at Regis Prograis for his WBC title. Now, Devin Haney loses, which I think he will lose to Regis Prograis. He can go back down to 135 and look to fight a guy like Tank or Shakur Stevenson. Or he says, you know what, I don't want to kill myself to get back down to 135 pounds. He just relinquishes all the belts, vacates the belts, and now everybody gets to fight for him. But can Devin Haney beat Regis Prograis is the question. When you talk about the 140-pound division, let me tell you something. 140 pounds, it is no joke. We talk about it all the time. Regis Prograis is a monster. Josh Taylor, monster. Teofimo Lopez is easy picking in my opinion. Zepeda, Antoine Russell, Ramirez, Matias. These are some fights that I just think those are going to be tough fights for Devin Haney. But at the same time, Devin Haney is a big boy. I think he's standing with like 5'8". He's got freakishly long reach. And he's fighting at a weight class where he shouldn't be. He's just very fortunate and disciplined to where he can get his body down for that moment in time for 135 pounds. Okay? But there are a lot of fans have opinions about a Devin Haney, Regis Prograis fight. And they should. And I do too. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that when these people come out here and say Devin Haney just wants to fight taxi drivers or Devin Haney is ducking Tank, how was he fighting a taxi driver and going after Regis Prograis? And as far as Tank Davis, look, what does Devin Haney, what does he get? Right, that's the question. What does he get by fighting Tank Davis? He's already undisputed at 135, right? He's all about legacy. He's about his money too, but he's about legacy, right? Fighting Tank Davis does nothing for him as far as his legacy when it comes to titles. Going up to 140, picking up a title at 140, that does a lot for his legacy. Now remember what I just said. Fighting Tank Davis does nothing for him as far as when it comes to titles and legacy as far as titles. Now, if he picks up that title at 140, becomes a 2-weight division champion. If he comes back down to 135 and he fights Tank, that does a whole lot for his legacy. But he's obviously has a plan, and he's going to navigate very carefully. I personally do think that Devin Haney knows something that he won't share with anyone. I think he knows something deep down inside about getting into a fight with a guy like Tank. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. He's not going to push Tank. And if he does, somebody may get hurt up on that stage because Tank's going to fire. You know what I'm saying? Like Earl Smith said, I'm stepping, Tank is stepping. So I'd be interested to see if Devin Haney would actually make a fight with Tank. But I will say this. If Devin Haney and Tank were to fight, and Devin was to beat Tank, Devin's profile would take off and be larger than him going up and beating Regis Prograis at 140 for that WBC title. Because the reality is, Tank Davis is seen as the boogeyman. And that's a fact. And Devin Haney can go and beat Tank somehow, he'll be out of here. He'll get more respect than going up and beating Regis Prograis. And Regis Prograis is a monster. But Tank is he's in his rhythm right now. Tank is in his rhythm. But I'll tell you this right now. Haney, if I was Haney, I'd do what's best for my career, for my pockets. Don't sit there, man, and allow someone to force you into a fight that you really don't need. Devin Haney is not Kambosos. Devin Haney's chasing greatness. Kambosos was chasing a payday. But I think he thought he could beat Haney, but Kambosos was all about cashing out. But he tried to win. But he knew he would never have an opportunity to make the kind of money like what he made. Kambosos made close to $20 million or more for those 2 fights, if y'all didn't know. Kambosos changed his life, the next generation's life. Kambosos did it right, but he had a whole country to get behind him. The entire Australia got behind him, right? So I respect Kambosos for being smart. He's on cruise control now, but Kambosos is even returning to the ring now that he's signed with Top Rank, and that's cool. But when you look at Devin Haney, whether you like him or not, look, let's be real. Forget about him going to fight Regis Prograis or him not fighting Tank or not fighting Shakir or not fighting Frank Martin. Just forget about it. Who's been the most active? at lightweight. Okay? Devin Haney's been super active. You know what I mean? And to me, he needs a break. These people out here calling him a track star and everything, I think that's wrong. But even at 140, if Devin Haney decides not to come down, he said, and you know, words matter. I did a video on it. He said him, Tank, and Shakir are on the path to colliding, whether it's at 135, 140, or 147. It's going to happen. And when he said that, I immediately caught on to that. And I said, you know what he's trying to tell people? Don't expect me to come now after a fight with Lomachenko and fight Tank or fight Shakir. You can expect us to fight at some point in time. And he just left it as that. But I picked up on it. He's saying he's not going to sit there and worry about putting himself in some position where he gets down to a weight that he really shouldn't be at with people who are comfortable at that weight. He's not going to do that. He already feels like he's at somewhat of a disadvantage. The weight bullying, it can only go so far depending on your opponent. One thing we know is punch resistance is an issue, and you can see in that Lomachenko fight, Devin Haney started to develop a little bit of low energy round 10 and 11, you know, and that could be from the weight cut. But then round 12, Lomachenko admittedly took his foot off the gas, and Devin Haney was able to, you know, which some people still think he lost the 12th round, but he was able to get to the finish line. And I had to blame Lomachenko for that. But you can't blame Devin Haney for chasing greatness. And that's what he's doing, you know. And I do think still that Haney versus Regis Prograis, I think is a good fight. And what this tells me is that Haney's not looking to just try to pad his record. Because at the end of the day, Regis Prograis is no joke. So for people to say he's ducking Tank, I mean, ducking, how's he putting duck sauce on the fried rice? That's what I want to know. If he passed on Tank, if he passed on fighting at 135, Chase Pedraza, well, then I'd say he's putting duck sauce on the fried rice. But I don't think so. I think he's chasing maybe a more difficult fight. Okay? But all I'm saying is let's just chill and see how everything goes. Okay? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, for Devin Haney, this man fought Gamboa, whether you want to give him credit for that win or not. He fought Linares. He fought Jojo Diaz. Cambosos twice. Then Lomachenko. And then to go fight Regis Prograis. And if he beats Regis Prograis, at some point I've got to say people are just hating on him for whatever the reason it is. Because that would be, we recognize all those names. You go over to there's a website you can go to, put in these boxers' names, pulls up their boxing record. You go there and you look at the names of some of these boxers, and you don't recognize none of them. Put in Floyd Mayweather. Look at almost every name on his record. You know those names. And Devin Haney is getting to that point now where you know almost every name out there. Especially like them last 7 fights. You know every name. And we're gonna see with him going forward. I think it's gonna be the same thing. He's just fighting, top guy after top guy after top guy. I don't see him reversing. I see him moving up the ladder. I don't see him reversing. Okay? Because for anyone to say he's ducking Tank Davis to fight Regis Prograis, let me tell you something. Regis Prograis is a real deal. Matter of fact, Regis Prograis, if he fought Tank, I may have to side with Regis Prograis on that one. Regis Prograis, I think, even called for it. Regis Prograis is not afraid. Regis Prograis can knock you out with either hand. Southpaw, that's what I think creates the problem more than anything. Devin Haney can get clipped with that damn left hand. And then what does he do then? But I don't know. He's chasing legacy. He ain't worried about money. Some people are concerned about Devin Haney and Regis Prograis, the type of money Haney's going to want, Prograis going to want. fight can't happen because the pay-per-view sales, etc., is just not going to be there unless they make that fight over there in the Middle East. But I don't know. I think Regis and Jack Catterall is still the fight to make since they're all over there, and Devin can fight, someone else. But we'll see. But Regis Prograis not getting any younger. Cat's been boxing for a while. He's like 34, 35, something like that. So it is what it is, man. But at least you see these guys like Regis getting recognition, Devin Haney being talked about more than ever now. And I think it just took too long for people to really catch on to these guys. But we'll see. Some people think Regis Prograis made a bad move going over to Matchroom. I don't think Regis made a bad move. But I think his plan to leave there as a unified champion after 3 fights, that's out the window because Matias didn't sign with Matchroom the way they had planned. So it is what it is. But I'm going to tell you what, irregardless of Matias or what they have out there, what I will say is for Devin Haney, he's like Keith Thurman. He's not. It sounds like he's not afraid to let his O go. If you can take my O, then take it. And that's hard to find with a lot of these guys who are undefeated. Especially these guys realize what Floyd Mayweather was able to do when everybody wants to try to emulate that. But Floyd didn't pad his record. Floyd fought everyone. And Devin, if he fights Regis and beats him and continues to go on and fight the best, Devin Haney may be on the way. Or we maybe have to talk about him in the same light as we talk about Floyd Mayweather. I'm not saying we're at that point yet. What I'm telling you is, if he keeps it up, it will be unfair to not at least talk about it. But by the time Floyd was at 30 fights, Floyd had already whipped a whole lot of champions, man. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. That being said, man, respect Haney's legacy, mindset. I respect what he's trying to do. But I just think Regis Prograis hits like a goddamn truck. And he's going to be able to do what Lomachenko wasn't able to do if he starts touching Haney. And that's going to be stopping. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. I think Eddie Hearn has enough sense to not try to force that fight. But then again, as long as Haney doesn't lose those belts at 135, nothing wrong with going up and trying. Because he's not calling out Rolly Romero. He's going straight at Regis. And because it's an easier fight to make, but that doesn't mean it's an easy fight. But we will see what develops. But I have my eye on this one. That would be a good scrap. But I just don't think Devin Haney can mess with Regis Prograis. But again, he keeps elevating himself. And just like Danny Garcia, this man just kept winning and winning and winning. And Devin Haney just seems to keep winning and winning. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents, in the breeze.